The biggest question I get is, what is public relations? And today in this video, I want to share with you what it means. What is public relations? You can see this board. If not, I'm gonna make sure that when I'm done with all of this, I'll just kind of, put the video on it. But to talk about public relations, we have to get into what category it falls under. So when you think about PR, understand that PR falls under the canopy or the umbrella, essentially, of marketing. So I'm going to draw a little umbrella, kind of an ugly one, but that's okay. And we're going to call that marketing. Under marketing falls three categories. That's branding, PR, and advertising. When you think about marketing, first and foremost, think about it as a way to promote your business. The main goal is to build revenue. We want to get those dollars. So that means we need to promote ourselves. We need to make sure that we're promoting our product, promoting our business or ourselves, depending on whatever thing you're trying to sell. Maybe it's yourself. Maybe you are a speaker and you're looking to get in front of a different audience and speak more to other people. Maybe you're a restaurant owner or a salon owner. Marketing, these things fall under it. These are the tactics that you will use in order to build the revenue for your company. Now, I also want to talk a little bit about the budget too, because I want you guys to be considering that, especially if you are starting out. Be thinking about having a marketing budget. I know, when you are maybe a one-person operation, or maybe you have a few people under your team and you're like, I don't even have the money for it. Look, you got to find the money. So essentially, when you're thinking about marketing, think about at least about a 5 to 10% of the revenue you make during that year. If you think about 5% of 100,000, that's how much you want to be using on your marketing activities for the year. So I want you to consider that, okay? Just kind of put that in the back of your mind. I know sometimes it can be hard because you're so focused on your operations and making sure you got everything set with that. But I just also want you to consider having a budget, because you want to make sure that you're putting your brand out there, okay? So, aside of the budget, let's get into the categories. When we think about branding, what falls under branding? That's typography, meaning your font. What type of font are you using? Are you kind of going with a cursive style? Are you using more of like a simple text? I'm not going to go too far into it because I could be talking about different names and I don't feel like doing that, but essentially think about fonts that you're using. Also your logo and your color scheme. More than likely, if you're watching this video, you've probably already done these steps. You've probably already worked with a brand coach, a brand designer, or maybe went online and did like Fiverr to get your logo. Whatever you did, I'm sure you probably already done these steps. However, I do want to talk a little bit about logo, because I know that sometimes when people are coming up and they are, getting ready to open their business and they're looking for a logo designer, unfortunately, they keep choosing these logos with glitter designs. And y'all, I'm telling you, if you are thinking about owning a business and you want glitter, please just avoid a glitter design logo. They do not translate well over into products such as a shirt or putting that on paper. You want to be thinking long-term with your business, not just today. It's not about just today. We want to think long-term. And when we think long-term, think about a McDonald's, a Coca-Cola, Apple, Starbucks. These companies have been around for ages and they don't have glitter logos. They don't have that. It's very simple. Something that can really stand the test of time. So that's what you want to consider when you're thinking about a logo. And maybe you already have your business up and maybe you have a logo that looks like a glitter, or maybe it's very much cursive where it's, kind of hard to read if it was shrunken down. So just be considering that if you are thinking about doing a rebrand and you do have that type of logo. So I just want you guys to consider that. Also, this information here, you can go to my website, alexandriajones.com. I actually put this in my PR 101 ebook where I explain each category and I go into detail talking about colors and psychology and things around that. So again, you could pick up that ebook, but for right now, we're just going to kind of get into, again, PR. So we already talked about branding. These things is all about your image. How do you want to look to the public? What colors are you using? We know that if you have a color red, you want attention. If we think about the color green, it can relate to money, or it can relate to something with health and wellness. So there's just different colors that you can be thinking about regarding your business. Once we've established the brand, we can now start looking into public relations. What is public relations? PR is communicating your brand. So everything we've built here, now we're putting it into words and putting that into different platforms and mediums. So essentially, this is the earned media. Your PR is kind of the free thing. We can freely post to our social media page. We can freely write a press release and send that out, or we can do emails and send that to our customers or to our different stakeholders. When it comes to PR, it really depends on what your company is and the industry that you're in. So essentially, if you're a restaurant owner, more than likely your target audience is the people who come and eat your food. Those are your customers. Someone who maybe is in the government background, their customer isn't the average, person or taxpayer. It could be another stakeholder. It could be a business to business, and that's who you need to communicate your message to. Again, with PR, who you're communicating to just depends on the industry that you're in and who's buying your product. It could be another business. It could be a person. It's up to you. You have to figure that out. Hopefully you've already done that and you know how your company's making money. So with PR, communicating the brand, like I said, emails, social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever platform you think is best that you should be on, press releases. That all goes under the tactics for public relations. We're communicating, we're speaking about our brand, we're letting people know why they should trust us, why they can trust us. We are reinforcing our branding. We're reinforcing that logo, that color scheme. I'm sure you out there have been on someone's platform, been on their Instagram, and maybe you've seen, a certain color during their pictures. You're looking at their pictures, they have a certain color, and then you keep scrolling and it's like, okay, now they're implementing new colors, they're implementing a different typography or a different font, and it doesn't make your brand recognizable because you're changing it too much. You need to be consistent when you are selling or telling your message. You want to be consistent in the way you speak and the color and image that you use. So again, you want to make sure that this is done first before we get into putting that message out there. So now that I've told you a little bit about what public relations is, communicating the message, we can get into what is advertising. Advertising is paid media, right? So when it comes to that, that is you now using the dollars within your budget to get in front of a certain group of people's eyes. So right now we've just been speaking in PR, we've just been speaking to our audience, anybody who follows us. In the press release, we sent that out to a journalist. So that's what we've done on our end. But now when we get into advertising, we want to be specific and very targeted in our message. So essentially, maybe you have a restaurant that's in a downtown location. You might be interested in billboards. That's one thing that you can do as far as advertising, billboards. The best placement for you could be in that downtown area that you're in. So every time people are driving by, they see your billboard because they know that you're located in this area. So billboards could be a thing to do if you are interested. A billboard here in Saginaw, Michigan probably won't be as much as somewhere in Atlanta or Detroit. That pricing could look a lot different. Also within advertising, this when you can start doing Facebook ads or TikTok or Instagram ads. So now we're getting into social media ads. Advertising also looks like radio. It can look like a YouTube ad, television. That's when we are starting to pay for where we want our message to go. We've done this on our own in public relations. This is all the things that we own that we can control, essentially. With advertising, we are now paying another agency and saying, we want our message to go on this billboard. We want our message to be on this particular radio station because we know the people that we're looking to serve listen to this certain station. The people that we want to purchase our cars or purchase from us listen or watch this certain television show. or network. So that's where we would advertise at. So this is where you're starting to pay and you're using that budget. Also, you can also pay for a public relations consultant or an agency, and that's when you'll start using those marketing dollars for that. Your budget will also pay for your branding. If you need to do another rebrand, maybe your logo sucks. Maybe you're ready to change your color scheme because it doesn't fit, the direction that you're moving in. So essentially, you will be paying for these things if you're there. So hopefully I answered what is public relations. Understand it's all about communicating the brand. And you can do that now. You can start communicating your brand right now. And you probably have if you have a business. You're probably on social media already. Maybe you are sending emails right now. But that is what you can control. That is what you can do right now. But in order to build, you may have to start getting into some advertising. Or maybe you have to look at different tactics within PR. So I'll make sure I'll do another video to talk about the value of it and how it can really serve you as a business owner. So we'll get into that in another video. Thanks for watching. Again, you can go to alexandriajones.com to pick up my PR 101 ebook where you can learn all of this information there. And I also have a different program called Design Your Own Media Kit. So pick up those little items there so you can learn more about PR and how it can best serve your business. Until next time, remember, say less, listen more.